Hey everybody, this is Kim Klaver, and I thought I'd share something with you that I didn't know before. I just recently found this out and I was pretty surprised at the results. I did a little survey on my website and I asked people, would you rather buy from an authority that you don't know, or would you rather buy from a friend who is not an authority? And I was pretty taken aback, I think a lot of my readers were too, by the result, which was 86% of network marketers, we had a sample of almost 200, said they would not buy from friends if the friends are not an authority on what they sell. That actually 86% of you network marketers would rather buy from someone you do not know who is an authority, obviously, about what they're selling. And here's some of the comments I got. Yeah, I would like to give my business to a friend, but first they must be knowledgeable. That's from a network marketer, a longtime network marketer named Paul Kemp. Here's another person. I would definitely buy quicker from an authority, and thank you so much for pointing this out. Here's another one. If I had to choose between a person I knew, liked, and trusted, but who wasn't an authority, or a person who was an authority, I would rather buy from the authority. And then he adds, when someone is an authority, that means to me that trust is there. Maybe not the know and like, but the trust is there. And then here's the PS. This is my favorite part. If both were authorities, I would buy from the friend. And this is from a longtime reader and longtime network marketer, Theodore from Greece. This is, if you ask me, bad news for many network marketers who approach friends first and who are really not an authority on what they sell. Here's a story I just got. I was recently in an awkward situation. She says a longtime family friend recently became a rep for a nutritional company, and my husband and I experienced his excitement. We saw some of the results from his own personal use of the products, but, she says, we opted to become customers of an authority with the same MLM company as our friend. And here's the reason. We don't see our friend making a commitment to be in it for the long haul and not practicing what he's preaching. So I figured maybe it's time to offer a class to show people how to get authority. Someone who was seen by friends as practicing what she or he preaches. And I'd like to show you how to get authority in 1 week. And that, I know, sounds kind of crazy. It sounds almost kind of hypey. But let me tell you what the class is not. It's not a PhD or other credential cram course. And it's not a sneaky diploma mill. Also, you're not going to be learning to play doctor or scientist. Instead, here's what you're going to learn. What you're really selling. And you might be surprised, so surprised, that it's going to cause a whole reset in your mind before you approach people with what you're marketing. Doesn't matter what it is. When you discover this one piece of information, it will change how you see yourself and how other people see you when you open your mouth to say a few words, or when you have information on your blog, or even on your business cards. Another thing I want to show you is how to identify your niche market so you don't hear it's too expensive. Once you figure out that there's certain kinds of people who are looking for you, once you know that, then it's just a question of finding those folks. But you have to define what they are first. If you can't describe who your ideal user, customer, or your ideal person is for your business partner, how will you find them? Then I'd like you to be able to present with total authority and warmth on what it is that you sell. Now, another cool thing you want to be able to do is provide some shock and awe. And there are ways to do that without being hypey and always sticking with the truth. If you can provide some shock and awe, you know you'll get some attention. And there are ways to do that that are quite different than making promises about making lots of money with no effort and no time and, all of that stuff. There's also a trick to make sure that your product's good. Now that everybody's able to get online and they go to Google and they search stuff, many people will come to your presentation and they're already more knowledgeable sometimes than you might be about whether your product is so-called good or not. And I'd like to show you a little trick online that you can use to make sure that your product is good. Another thing, I want to teach you how to be able to deliver on any promises that you make. That's going to change the kinds of promises you're making right now, but there are promises that you can deliver on, and I'd like you to know what those are. The other thing that's very interesting in today's world is you want to be able to research like an academic, and I want to show you how to do that in one session. And this is research online or in the library, depending on where you want to go. Remember, since everyone has access to everything, there are no more little secrets that you can keep very long. People just look online, look up the company, look up the product, look up the ingredients, look you up. They come with a lot more information than many of you are probably used to. For those of you that are not research types and you like to outsource stuff, I have been doing a lot of that this year, and we've been outsourcing all over the world to do all kinds of interesting research for $3 an hour, $5 an hour, $7 an hour, $9 an hour. All these are options for you. Furthermore, we also have one-liners to show what your authority is. If you learn your one-liners and you know how to open the conversation with a couple of lines, then it'll be easier for people to respond to you. And one-liners are one of my favorite things to do. The other thing I want you to learn in this class is how to invite like an authority. How do you do that? And when you learn how to invite like an authority, you're not going to be perceived ever again as one of those people selling one of those things. Okay? Here's what you're going to get in this authority program. First,